make a safety, like for emergencies, I guess emergency fund, and still have enough money to set aside to send back home with my mom.
Okay, so those are good foundations for your goals. To make them more specific, at dollar amounts. So how much do you want your emergency fund? How much do you want to send back to your mom? And the reason why that's important, because again, it's specific. That's that specific part. So to know that you accomplished it, because you could say send money back to my mom and then send $5 and be like, oh, that was great, I did it. Or you can or you can challenge yourself, because think about New Year's resolution. I want to lose weight. Like, how much weight do you want to lose, so that, and when do you want to lose it, so that when that time comes, you can reevaluate. So with your goal, really go back and say, how much money do I want to send to my mom? Because that'll really help you know if it's realistic. Again, thinking about goals. So last time I was at the Boys and Girls Club and I helped a student create a financial goal. His financial goal, I was like, think about something you want in 3 months and then make it specific. I walked through what SMART goals. He was like, I got it. He wanted to get $200,000 in 3 months and tried to convince me that that was realistic. I know, right? He was like, I can do it. I'm like, oh, life, you'll learn, you'll learn. So I was like, how about you make it $100? He's like, I'm telling you, once I do it, I'm going to let you know. If you do it, like, give me some. That's all I could say. But yeah, make them specific. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
I said I want to have $200 in my savings account 6 months from now.
Okay. SMART goals, specific. Do you know how you're going to do it?
What do you mean?
Like, are you going to make more money? Are you going to save? How do you plan to get the 200? Okay.
Focus more. So I guess stick to the budget.
There you go. So the next step, once you have your SMART goal, think about like, how are you really going to do it, right? So if you don't have a job, you're like, I'm going to get $200. It's like, how are you going to get $200? Like, what are you going to do to get $200, right? And not to say that you don't have a job, but that how you're going to do it is going to be really important. Anyone else want to volunteer? Yes, ma'am.
I am planning on studying abroad in Greece, so I have to raise $5,000.
Okay.
So I'm going to be working and fundraising in different ways.
Okay, so working and fundraising, that's awesome. Hopefully, again, as we go through the balling on the budget, you'll see additional opportunities. And then I think you should, when you get a chance, just shoot me an email like, hey, I'm looking for more strategies, because I may have a way that you can like really maximize that opportunity. Okay. Anyone else? Any other brave souls? Okay, so what I want to do is do a quick recap. I guess I'll keep the lights on. It's my daughter's YouTube channel. So I'm slightly jealous because she's getting just a lot of attention. But hashtag She Ready. She helps people get ready. She is just a bundle of like motivation. Like even in the morning she wakes up like, let's go, Dad. I'm like, wake up first, like wake up. But that's her YouTube channel. This is kind of an overview of the workshops. I didn't insert our pictures in yet, but they will be inserted for the next group. Where we talk about like what it means to focus on your finances. Again, I know for our journey it was a little rocky and a little weird. Customer service was the theme of this session, as Qdoba in the morning did not accept the order, so I had to go to another Qdoba. I'll tell y'all that after the camera's off. But anyway, if you recall, you did your financial reality check, right? That's something that you should look at as your why, right? Because it'll help you stay in check of like, what are some of the things I need to work on? But some of those behaviors were spending more, right, with each pay increase, accumulating debt at a high interest rate, not reading and increasing your financial literacy. So for me in here, you're really building a foundation, but what you do out there is going to be the water that plants the seed, that waters the seed, right, so it can grow. So when you come in here, yes, we are trying to give you information, but it's up to you in your busy days, busy lives to kind of squeeze out how can I slowly implement some additional financial education? It could have been a topic. So when Bank of America came in, it could have been, again, investing. Like, I want to learn a little bit about investing. I'm telling you, think about how much time you spend doing something else where you know you can probably cut it 5 minutes short. It literally takes 5 minutes because it's about behavior. I was talking to a friend and he was like, I don't know why, like, I can't lose weight. I was like, that's because you're picky about how you're going to lose it, right? So there are times where he's like, man, I can't believe I ate this. I'm like, you should go work out. No, because I ate it. I'm full. I'm like, what? Just do a couple push-ups, right? You have to trick your brain, right? And convince your brain that the small things count and they matter. So even with your finances, even if you save a couple cents, that's still a save. Don't be like, well, it's only a couple cents more or a couple cents less. Think about that as a build-up, right? Because it goes from a couple cents to a couple dollars, then a couple $100, right? And then you're like, what happened? So these were some unhealthy, but these are healthy, right? Paying your bills on time, right? Michaela was like, I pay my bills on time, right? And she's budgeting, so that's awesome. Review your credit score and credit report. Was everyone able to review the credit score and credit report? Okay. Well, mainly your credit report because, again, your credit score, that's something that you may have to pay for if you don't already have a credit card. But remember, a few weeks ago when I talked about credit scores, those are only as important as you want them to be as it pertains to what you want to go in debt for in the future, right? So if you don't have a high credit score because you don't really have credit, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. So, now that we've done all that other stuff, it's time to ball, right? So as you have your planners out, flip to your first month. So I know some of y'all haven't filled them out. That is okay and that's fine. The build-up is, as you think about your budgeting, if you would have been budgeting since week 1 or 2, you probably would have seen like, oh, this is crazy. Oh, I can't believe I wasn't able to save this part, etc. Then the ball part would have came into it. But we can still ball, even though you haven't completed your planner all the way. Right, Livia? How you feeling?
Great.
Feeling good?
Really good.
Ready for DC?
Oh, yeah.
So, ways to save money. Number 1, that is the most important way to save money. All this stuff does not matter until you start to master this. Budgeting is the most important thing you do. Who builds a house without a blueprint? Right? Who has a wedding without a plan? Right? So the plan is important. It's really going to help you see things and be held accountable for them, but also do something about it. So maybe you see certain trends that you can kind of knock out for the next couple months, right? So if you're not aware and increasing your awareness, remember the awareness test, your budget is going to help you have more awareness of your spending. There is not a billionaire, millionaire, or company that has not survived without budgeting. Like our student support services program, we budget. These huge companies, you have to budget because you have to tell your money where to go. Because if you don't, something or someone else will. So create a budget. Or you can do save automatically. Anytime you can put something in autopilot, it's great, right? So when you get paid, you can automatically have a percentage going straight into a savings account. You're not going to miss it. You think you are, but you're not. So you can set that up. Use the 24-hour rule. How many people have used the 24-hour rule? She like, I have. Okay. The 24-hour rule is tough because your brain is like, it won't be there. You don't have time. This is an emergency. Your brain is going to convince you of that. But if you wait 24 hours, within that 24 hours, you can price match. You can really think about if you need that. Or you can ask a friend if there's a way to get it cheaper. There's so many things you can do within the 24 hours, especially if it's a large purchase. Now, don't wait 24 hours for coffee. If it's a coffee, like, look, I want my coffee. No, I'm gonna wait tomorrow. No, maybe you need it right now. But for those larger purchases where you know, it's like, should I be getting this? Like, I'm gonna wait 24 hours. I'm going to price match. I'll give you some other strategies as it pertains to discounts, but there's so many things you can do within that time. Again, savings accounts, unsubscribe from stuff. Y'all know what y'all need to unsubscribe from. I ain't even gonna go through that one. You can plan gift giving in advance. So with your planners, if you use that to say, okay, who do I give gifts to every year, and put them in your plan already, then you're prepared for that, right? So if you know someone's birthday is in a couple months, flip the pages, go to write their name in, right? That becomes a part of your budget and your plan. I can only afford to give them $10 worth of a gift, or I'll just make them a gift. So utilize these planners as a tool. Eat out fewer times a week. How many people struggle with that? That's real. So the key word is fewer, right? It wouldn't make sense to say, stop eating ramen noodle time, right? Because again, you can ball on a budget without eating ramen noodles, right? And then Google ways to save. The world is in your hands. Google it. There are so many ways, creative ways that people utilize strategies to save. Groceries and food. How many people shop at Aldi? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, this is great. I did a session last year. I was like, how many people shop at Aldi? I was like, why am I only one raising my hand? This is crazy. And then I literally had a student who shops at Aldi now walked up to me, like, it was like a week or two ago. He was like, I started shopping at Aldi, it's great, etc. So y'all know what Aldi's bring, right? It brings, the funny thing about it is it comes from the same place. Did y'all know that? The fruit, the food, it comes from the same place as Wally World and all these other, y'all know about Wally World, right? Walmart, Wally World. No, maybe not. No. It's a generational thing. No, I'm kidding. But no, Wally World, it all comes from the same place. I remember when I first started doing these workshops, a student was like, well, I don't want to go to Aldi's because their food is nasty and it's generic. Like, do your research. It comes from the same place. There's a limited amount to purchase. I mean, a limited time to purchase it. And when I say a limited time, Wally World is like really far in advance with getting their food, right? So let's say a week goes by. Then Aldi picks up that same food. There's still a certain amount of time that you can still purchase the food, but it's a lot cheaper a week later, right? So think about that. It's the same food. It's the difference between $2, $3, $4 versus $1 or some cents. So utilize coupons and offers. Do y'all do that? Does anyone like extreme coupon? When I watched that series, I was like, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm just going to be honest. That's really organized.
They don't allow stacking of coupons.
So don't stack coupons. It's not worth your time.
That's why there's no one to get on the TV show.
There you go. I was like, how are these? You go in their garage. I'm like, what? You leave the grocery store and you end up with money? I would. Yeah, I would do that. Meal prep. How many people meal prep? Meal prepping is tough because it takes time, right? And dedication. But the important piece is you'll save a lot of money. You'll be surprised how much money you spend on food, right? But if you literally take that amount, cut it in half, go grocery shopping, you can spread out a meal within about 5 to 7 weeks. Like large things like spaghetti. Me and Anila will eat spaghetti for like a couple days. She'd be like, Daddy, I'm tired. Like, be quiet. We ain't eating ramen noodles, but we eating spaghetti, right? But there's certain things you can do because, again, when it comes down to your financial goal, if your goal is like, look, I want to purchase this car and I don't want to take out loans, then I'm going to eat spaghetti for a couple days. Just make sure the spaghetti's good.
Mason jars with really good dirty prep.
Yes. I seen that on like Pinterest. I was like, this just changed my world. You can do like salad in a jar. Oh, this is crazy. So again, you can make meal prepping fun, right? Sometimes you don't want to do things by yourself. You have groups, right? Getting out of something takes accountability and support. It's very rare where someone's like, started from the bottom, now I'm here. Like Drake, he's like, I started from the bottom, I did it all by myself. No, you didn't, right? No one does it by themselves, right? You need someone. It's always good to have help and support. Drink more water. I'm not gonna lie, I need to drink more water, right? But if you drink more water, water's typically free. So that means you're paying less for those beverages, right? And it's healthier. So you're not only thinking about your financial health, you're thinking about your wellness and your overall health in general. So the healthier you are, because some people are like, it's really expensive buying healthy food, right? The reality is you should be getting less portions, so you'll probably be spending a similar amount, but when you think about the health impacts long term, it's going to be much more expensive to pay for your health long term than it is to be healthy now, right? So when you think about things like diabetes and all those are additional costs. You think about the cost of insulin, medication. So think about how can you build a healthy structure for yourself now, right? Financially, as well as mind, body, and spirit. And for food, check your local church. Churches give away so much food. I remember last year, and I'll send this out too, I went to a church. You can go shopping on, I want to say it's Fridays, and you spend like $1 and you get everything. Oh, I had so much fruit, veggies, etc. I need to go back to the church. I'm not gonna lie, I went there once and got so much stuff. And they do it every week though. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, I'll send it to you. They do it every single week. Food apps. We know y'all gonna eat fast food. Why not save money, right? How many people use food apps? How many people maximize those coupons? Maximize the coupons. I have this thing where I'm not going to buy fast food unless I find a coupon for it or some type of sale. So again, challenge yourself, right? You have it in your, she's laughing. She's like, what? He must be going hungry. But you have it on your phone, right? So I wanted a Firehouse sub, no joke. I was like, I'm gonna find this cheaper. So I walked into the store and I tried to like bargain to death for this sub, because I also, I like to do it, it's fun. The guy was like, if you sign up for our app, you get a free sub. I get a free sub just for signing up? I was calling everybody, look, y'all need to sign up. But seriously, their subs are really good, but they're also expensive. I got a free sub. I've never been back ever since, right? But again, you play with it in that way. So again, you don't have to eat ramen noodles. You can eat things for free. I know Wendy's is usually putting out some little small combos. If you are going to do it anyway, why not do it cheaper, right? Why not challenge yourself to pay less for it? Look for combos, attend events that provide food. That's major. Sometimes you got to do those stop-ins and then drop out.
Chick-fil-A had one where if you went and dressed up like a cow or dressed up and say no, you get free food.
Every
Move.
Thursday morning in October, Chick-fil-A is giving out a free breakfast sandwich or breakfast
Everybody should be like, I love eating fast food. Why not do it for free, right? That's balling on a budget, right? Now you have a budget and you can still live the same way that you've been living. Just know on Thursdays you're getting a free sandwich, right? Discount apps. How many people have discount apps? Okay, like your Groupons. Do y'all do Facebook Marketplace? Y'all should really check that out. Did you say you're scared?
Yeah.
So there is some safety attached to saving and, going. So be safe. Be safe. I'm talking in the camera. So to make sure. But again, when you think about some of these things, if there are times where someone's like, I like to buy, right? So I was coaching this married couple, and coaching couples in general is hilarious because they're always blaming each other. But I was like, why not have fun with it, right? The wife loves to buy. Why don't you say, you are going to sell these things on Facebook Marketplace, get the money that you get from it, you're going to spend somewhere else, right? Or in reverse, if I definitely want to buy, say you want, what is something that you want to buy? Just tell me.
The car?
Yeah.
A car? Okay. I want this car. I've saved $5,000 for it, but I'm going to try to get it for cheaper, right? I'm going to look on Facebook Marketplace, do your homework, and be safe in that way. Just don't be like, oh, it's $2,000, got it. Because then you're really going to be upset. And you're really going to be spending a lot of money on it. Maybe. But again, when you have those purchases, think about how you can save before you actually purchase those things. Because again, the reality is you're going to purchase. When y'all leave here, y'all going to be purchasing like crazy. The group that's going to DC with me, there's going to be a lot of things that you want to buy, right? But I'm going to be there looking at y'all like, don't do it. Compare prices. How many people compare prices? How do y'all compare prices? What strategies do y'all use? Or what tools?
looking on different websites.